Well, welcome back everyone to Wildwood Zoo. Hope you guys are all having the most wonderful of wonderful days. My name is Leaf and it's so great to have you guys back here at this lovely little zoo. So today, we are making a badger habitat, specifically European badger. Now, before we even proceed any further, yes, I know, it's not an American animal. I'm using kind of like alternatives in this zoo. No mods, because I don't really want to use mods in this zoo. Besides free build, of course, you could see that happening right there. But no, I really didn't want to use any new species mods, so anyone can really pop in here and enjoy this map. So yeah, that's really pretty much it. I'm making this small little staff entrance behind there, and I will block that off with like the guest curb or like the guest barrier once we actually do end up getting to that point, but I don't do that for a while. I don't even think I do that in this episode. But you can see we're starting off with a nice small habitat, nothing really crazy. Again, one of my favorite parts about this like opening area is that we're working with all these small creatures. Once we actually get to like the back end of the zoo, we can really stretch our legs with some larger animals. I'm hoping to have black bears in here. I'm hoping to have cougars. And of course, we're throwing in the red deer. Hello. Can we talk about that? I haven't even seen it in game yet, but it looks super incredible in the screenshots that everyone's been posting. That was such an adorable live stream, by the way. Oh my god, it was so awesome just to see like those really awesome content creators just chilling with the CMs. I feel like that's something I have been saying that Planet Zoo has been missing for so long. Just like that interaction between like the devs and the content creators, because I don't know, it kind of goes beyond like, oh, here's your key, here's your early access. No, because the content creators, and this is in no means like derogatory to the rest of the community, but content creators really do help out the game so much in my experience. And I'm not even speaking for myself over here. I'm speaking for literally the people who are on there. Plastic Swans, Eben, and Rudy. They've all contributed so much to Planet Zoo. They've all really given the game entirely so much feedback that's completely worthwhile and has helped make the game for the better with the support of their communities as well. I know even with Bro Nation, they put together like that big master list that they kind of sent to Frontier, and they implemented so many of those changes. I just really love to see that, and I really am super happy that they did that. Now, if they could come to America soon, that would be fun. Hey guys, Bronx Zoo is just like right across the way from the ocean. You guys should totally come here. But still, moving on from there, we're starting to work on the actual interior of the habitat now, and you may notice that the speed build is a little bit less speedy than the other ones that I've been posting. That's because this one was so small, it really could fit within its own video without me even needing to put it on speed build. But we kind of make do with that. We kind of do some extra detailing throughout the entire rest of the zoo, and we have a lot of fun with that as well. I'm also reusing these fences. Oh my gosh, these are so good. So I've been using these ever since the red fox habitat, and yeah, they're kind of like a staple of the zoo now. They look so freaking spectacular. I really do like the mesh on like the fence back there. I'm not sure if you could actually see it. Yeah, you could probably see it in like the speed build, just a smidge. It really does help it for so much more. And I'm also trying to figure out what to actually do with this plexiglass. I really was struggling to figure out what I should actually do over here, but I think I settled on kind of doing like these nice panels on the bottom, aligning them to the surface, and then kind of duplicating them, as well as putting up these posts every so often, these nice wooden posts. I was having a little bit of issues with them. They were kind of slanted, as you can see right there, but eventually I kind of do fix it up. I attach it to another surface, and then it looks pretty good in the end, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we kind of duplicate that on itself a few other times, just making sure that everything feels nice and even, making sure it has enough room to breathe. And yeah, that's really pretty much it with the fence work around this habitat. And yeah, making them even is, yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle, but we were able to do it nonetheless. One time that actually matched up perfectly right there, so I didn't worry about that one. Actually, it looks like I did, so never mind. But yeah, this fence work was a little bit tedious, but it was worth it in the end. Usually if something's tedious in Planet Zoo, it's pretty much worth it. Just to put in that little extra detail in a habitat. Listen, once you put in the detail, you don't need to do it again. Unless if you're trying to put it in another habitat, then you do need to do it again. But hey, It's really coming together in your own zoo, and that's the best advice that I could give. Making our way throughout here, I had that curve fence. I was like, nope, I don't want to do that. I changed it out for an angular fence instead, and then we can get started on the actual foliage. It's been a little bit, so I'm a little bit rusty on my palette. I missed some plants in here, but I did include the decals because it really does give like an extra dimension to the habitat. But I do include, like, you know, that classic Yorkshire grass. I include the bracken, all that good stuff. Even like these diamond leaf willows, use those all the time in sugar pine. And this is something that my good friend Forge was telling me the other day. It's like Wildwood Zoo is what sugar pine was meant to be if it were kind of like leaning more into a realistic zoo, and that makes me so happy because sugar pine, that was like kind of where this big boom of the channel really started. It was always a personal favorite of mine, and yeah, I'm just super happy that I get to bring those vibes back into Wildwoods because it's a really fun zoo to build for. And yeah, we just do a whole bunch of fun stuff throughout here. We add some more grasses, we add some more leaves all throughout the zoo, just making sure it feels nice and flush with the rest of the zoo. And especially because it looks super nice and bright. Also adding a door for the staff as well as one for the badgers. We're not doing an interior in here because the guests can't actually see it. I just really don't want to. I figure it would be a good way to, you know, kill some time, but they wouldn't even be able to traverse into it. And I figured, you know what, it's not worth it. So I kind of do this kind of roof. It kind of looks more like a cabin, I would say. But yeah, it just looks super adorable over here, and it really comes together. I use like a circle window at the top, and it really does make it look so cozy, so homey. Really do like it. So making our way throughout here, just duplicating these on themselves, and then I duplicate them over to the other side just to make sure that that's all nice and coherent. I really do like the roofing style in Wildwoods. It feels so nice and so clean. I love saying that word, clean, just because it is. Look at the roofs when they all come together. It's super nice. But I do change out the colors in between episodes because Nick was telling me we got to change out some of these colors. It's feeling a little bit too monotonous, and I was like, you know what, you're right. So we are going to be changing out these roofs for like a blackish color. You'll see that actually relatively soon. I'm not sure if it'll be over the weekend or not, but hopefully you guys will be able to see that. I think it will be on Monday. I think I'll have that video out for. I have a really freaking awesome speed build lined up for you guys. We're building an otter, spoiler alert, habitat. And it's going to be the best damn one you'll ever see. I guarantee you. I already guarantee you. That's how confident I am, because usually I'm pretty humble with this shit, but no, I'm super excited about this habitat in particular, so I hope you guys are excited for that one. So making our way throughout here and adding like as many small details as possible. I really wasn't feeling these beams, but I ended up keeping them, or did I change them out for rock? Or like wood, I don't know, I forget. Adding some stone back here because this area you can actually see from the guest perspective, and I did want to kind of set it up for the otter habitat, so I do a lot of different techniques throughout here. I'm using a lot of the cladding, and I'm using this big long piece. I haven't really worked with the rocks in so long, except for like the cladding pieces. The Planet Zoo base game rocks, I wish we got more. I wish we got flexi-color ones, because these pieces are so gorgeous. They're, I don't know, look at all the detail on them. Look at all those cracks and crevices. It's just that kind of stuff that I wish we had in their own like flexi-color props, because don't get me wrong, the faux rocks, absolutely amazing. You'll see how I use them in the next episode. But no, I just wish we had a lot more flexi-color in terms of rocks, because I don't know, it would just be so nice just to get these like nice gradual kind of color changes and not being reduced to, oh, I'm gonna use dark blue and this lightish gray with like twinges of orange and green in there. No, I really don't like that. I really wish we had more options in here, but you know what, in the end it does look good, can't knock that. I also use a whole lot of faux rocks throughout here, just make sure it really feels coherent with the rest of the zoo. Again, in my last episode I was saying that I usually use faux rocks to indicate where fake rocks would be. I know, very crazy, very innovative idea. I went from using them for fakeness to realistic to back to fakeness. But no, it really does help whenever you're building a zoo to be like, okay, these rocks were intentionally placed here. We're going to use faux rocks, or we're going to use a completely different color of normal rock. But it really does help it in the end once you start to kind of figure that process out. And also decorating this side of the rock wall as well. It looks super awesome when you're like traveling through the zoo. Unfortunately, like I can't really capture that kind of beauty in my cinematics. I really don't know how people do it. I'm super amazed whenever anyone is able to capture really good cinematics. But no, I'm just very happy with this. It's very good. It works. It really does work. Yeah, I'm kind of shafted for commentary right now. I talked about rocks for so long, I kind of forgot what I'm actually building for. I'm building for badgers. Yes, I love the badgers. So I add some of lion signs right over there. Nothing really too crazy, been using those all throughout the zoo. And also adding a window over here, just figured, you know, if they're kept in their indoor holding, they could always have a little bit of light in there as a treat, who knows. Matching that wood up there, maybe that would be sort of like a guillotine door or something like that. I don't really know what you call it. Adding some more props back here because I figured we gotta decorate this damn habitat somehow, so I add some shovels and some rakes and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, just brightening up the habitat. And here we are in the cinematics, and I did want to actually show off the education talk point with people in there, so you could see some people are poking their heads out of the log down below. I do need to fix that. It looks a little awkward, I'll admit. I'm sorry. But look at the little badgers. They're so cute. Oh my god. This is my second time building for them, but I'm always super amazed by like how much detail they have in there. Like easily not one of the animals I was expecting in Planet Zoo, but definitely one of the more beautiful ones. And you can see right over here, you can see just how gorgeous that habitat is from the top down. I wish I could get some guests in here, but not as much as when the full zoo is open, because it really does drive me crazy. But you could at least see them kind of like making their way over here. I also set up that little pumpkin stand. I'm still doing that throughout the entire zoo. You can't stop me. I just love pumpkins so much. But yeah, that's really it. So I do want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. Even for a simple badger habitat speed build, you guys are always the best. If you did enjoy it, well, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just know that you guys know what to do already. Hope you guys all have the most wonderful, wonderful days. I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Take care and goodbye.